Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to another Random Walk with Elaine. Today I am in Joshua Tree, California. As you can see, I am at the Joshua Tree Retreat Center, which is right by the Joshua Tree National Park, on a nice little trip over the Thanksgiving week with my mom. And yeah, just decided to take a walk with you all and walk around in amongst all the Joshua trees here. So, just to catch up, it's been a while since we've been out on a walk, and wanted to talk about all the things of restarting and regrouping again after the shutdown. So, when the shutdown ended, I was thinking about how to intentionally restart everything with my team at work, because after there's been a break and getting back after a long disruption, it can be quite stressful, and there can be a lot of anxiety about getting back onto the same page and remembering all the work there was to do. And so I wanted to talk about kind of some of the things I thought about to intentionally and mindfully go into the whole restart, in case it helps, in case you're also experiencing coming back from a disruption or burnout or a break and going through like major change. So I thought about what would I want to hear to help set expectations and to help calm my nerves, and that's how I approached it with my group. And the first thing was just to let everybody know on the first day back, you don't have to go like 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, and you do not have to make up several weeks and over a month of work in a short amount of time, like in the next couple of weeks. There's no need to put that stress, on yourself. When there's been a really long break like that, it's just good to take a breath, take a pause, and reassess, kind of take stock of where everything left off, and just kind of get your head back in the game. And that takes time. So it's best to do it kind of as a steady ramp up if possible, because that's a lot more sustainable than trying to jump right back in and hit the ground running really quickly, because I find that's when a lot of things get missed, a lot of mistakes happen, and in the long run, it's just better to kind of just take a pause and just remember, okay, this is what we were doing when all of this disruption started. Also, let people know to do the easy things first. Don't try to tackle the most complex tasks. Don't try to just start rescheduling a ton of meetings on the calendar and everything. Just take the time to make lists and get those easy wins to help build that positive momentum. And that's best done by tackling the easiest tasks first. Do the easy things first where you can. Also, one of the main things was just reconnecting as people, reconnecting as a group. So it was like we got back on a Thursday. We held all hands meetings, and then I met with my group on a Friday. And it was very much just, hey, let's take the time to reconnect as a team and catch up and tell stories, tell stories of what did we do when we were apart? What were some of the things that, each as individuals we learned, or, new things we attempted, and just kind of kept it in that positive storytelling mode. And then when my group came together, that when we were all in the office together, it's very much like, hey, let's just schedule some time. Let's grab a conference room for 30, 45 minutes and no agenda, just get together and talk about, the things we experienced over the whole, break in time, and what were some of the things that people did to cope and to get through it. Because, these things can happen again. There can be disruptions that happen all over again. And so just kind of sharing those tips together and telling those stories. And then finally, I wanted to let people know too, because we were coming back right when we were going to start going into the Thanksgiving holiday breaks, and being gone for so long, a lot of people took the opportunity to schedule medical appointments, dental appointments. Going into the Thanksgiving holiday, it was, many people had travel and time scheduled with family already. And so I wanted to let people know, like, definitely honor those plans and keep those plans, because there's no reason to reschedule those things in an attempt to try to gain schedule back and catch up. It's like, yes, the work is important, the mission is important, but all of that doesn't happen without the people. And we have to take care of ourselves as people in order to be able to do the great work and the great missions. So just let people know, keep those appointments, keep those plans, keep connecting with your friends, your family, your community, because that's all very important, and to not feel guilty about doing it. So that's what led me here where I am in Joshua Tree this week. This was a trip that I had planned several months back with my mom. So kept the plans, came out here, and we've just been spending the time here in the desert, enjoying the retreat, just enjoying seeing the area together. Today we drove through the national park together and did the auto tour, which was a lot of fun. So I'm glad I kept those plans and just had a chance to, spend the time to come back into a new frame of mind, intentionally and mindfully. And it's a lot coming back from a disruption. For me, it can trigger stress, it can trigger anxiety, and I wanted to share that with folks that these are the very real physical manifestations of what can happen. For me, sometimes I get migraines because of it. So these are like the tips and tricks that I use when coming back in order to help reduce the stress, reduce the anxiety, breathe and pause, and just be mindful and intentional with all of this. And, I hope it helps other people that might be struggling with going through, a similar situation. So yeah, made it to the the top of the climb here. The view here is just so amazing as the sun is going down. This is our last day here in Joshua Tree. We're gonna start our drive back to Arizona, where my folks live, and I'll finish out the Thanksgiving break there with them. So I'm, like I said, glad I had a chance to come back to the desert, enjoy the sun, because it's getting ready to turn cold and snowy back in the DC area, where I'll be heading back later over the weekend. So I'm doing what I can to just enjoy the sun of California while I'm out here. and just, yeah, enjoy some of the time to get ready to get back, into the swing of things again, get my head back in the game, and starting to get organized and get back into the regular routines and things. So yeah, if you've ever experienced something like this too, like getting back after a major disruption or getting back after burnout or a major change, and you have, different tips and things that you do to bounce back or to survive, let me know what it is that you do, as well, because again, we're all people in this, and it helps to share. It helps to share what tips and tricks everyone has in getting through things like this. So with that, I'm going to finish my walk before the sun completely goes down here in Joshua Tree. And I will thank you for going on this walk with me. And I will see you on the next one.